great state of Illinois, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the second city of Chicago. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be our visitors taking on our home team. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. These guys responded well to their season-opening loss, winners a week ago. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Pick it up. You're embarrassing us. What are you getting paid for?
Hands it off out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. This is 2nd and 8. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. 2nd and 11. He's got his man on the crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards and a Chicago first down. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game that we're watching an operation.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 109 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
7 yards there and a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And his throw here is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A nice little juke. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. They'll come out in a 4-receiver look, 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll set up to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chicago offense set to get started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. To about the 35, second down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Second and 6. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
And he'll get about 5 here, so he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he lost the football. It's going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they can keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a first down. That time on the run-pass option when he decided to throw it. Not a quick little drop-off. He went downfield a bit.
Reminiscent of a triple option quarterback in college because he faked it inside, and instead of immediately throwing it out to the perimeter, stepped back in the pocket to find a target downfield.
And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the capper, a 19-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. As he throws there, incomplete.
Rock the incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Fair catch signal for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Spinning away. And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Wants a screen pass. That's complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. It's the fullback. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this 1st half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them. So I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chicago offense set to get started.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Back to throw again. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. He'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a fourth down.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
This offense back to work now late in this first half.
And with a 28-0 lead, you figure they're just going to be happy to take this lead right into the locker room. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure. As we get set for half number 2. Gets around him. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. On second down, they'll run it here. And this time not quite to the 30. Will be down at the 31-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Now back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2nd down and a yard. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 22-yard touchdown ground as his guys continue to pour it on.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and 2. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
They'll drop the throw. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just trying to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
They go play action here on 1st down.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 55 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run.
And this offense continues to pour it on.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Gets past one man and makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 2nd down and 6 now from the 26.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Second and 1. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's complete, right around the 8. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown! From 6 yards away. And his guys are able to get a score back.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them. Not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
Oh, able to avoid him. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to give them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets up.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Back to throw now on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a 1st down by reaching the 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Now they'll run on the ball. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, If they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
The drive will start with an option going left. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So they bring out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing, a partner. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Now, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Chicago, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.